County Commissioner District 3 Teddy Stewart, County Administrator's brother. Now this guy is pure and simple corruption, nepotism, constitutional nightmare in motion. Mr. Stewart was a cop for apparently 20 years in Texas and suddenly shows up here to live in Mossy Head needing work. Teddy needs a job and wants his brother-in-law Larry's old one. Teddy was furious a woman was elected to the Mossy Head district, and he made that known when Melanie Nipper beat everyone to become the District 3 commissioner. Teddy so despised her, he had Larry Jones get Bill Chapman District 1 commissioner, to appoint Stewart a District 3 person to the planning board. It would seem that Stewart had so much knowledge, sarcasm intended, that he had gained from living in Texas over 20 years about the challenges of development in Walton, that Commissioner Chapman had to overlook all the unqualified people in District 1 and beg for Stewart's experience as an overweight COP with COPD and a bad attitude to help lead Walton's planning issues. More sarcasm. The gob wanted all the developers to know Teddy would play ball and do as told, and the planning board was where he demonstrated his loyalty to the board's vote of 3 and the gob's wishes. Teddy has successfully convinced the money people he will serve them well and the citizens are of no thought. His campaign contributions are either from out of town, or almost every known developer and lawyer who is a player in the development game is putting money in Teddy's election coffers. $2,000 from a single address of developers with non-Walton County addresses. It reads like a who's who. Shipman Law Firm, MJH Law Firm, engineers and businesses who profit from approvals he will give them. Yep, Teddy is for rent. What's strange is the alliance between Teddy Stewart and Trey Nick, and here is why. When Trey Nick's aide, former shamed Commissioner Scott Brannon, and Larry Jones were both BCC commissioners from District 3 and District 1, they hated each other. Brannon so hated Larry Jones that he had TDC attorney and close personal friend of Scott and personal attorney Clay Atkinson write an ethics complaint on Larry Jones and gave it to a citizen to file on Jones so Larry wouldn't know Clay and Scott did it. Well, everybody found out and Scott refused to run amid corruption accusations. Larry won the war and even became administrator. Teddy is family to Larry, yet has aligned himself with the Nick Brannon bunch. Stewart and Brannon regularly talk outside meetings while Teddy smokes as fast as he can. Folks, the requirement that they now get along shows there is enough grease for everybody's pockets if the circle of influence stays tight. Corruption and money make strange bedfellows. Also, notably absent are any reference to his actual performance as a cop and his promotions, awards and supervisory positions. No mention of any. Also, no mention of education completed. Speaks volumes. Only bragging about being a union pension manager. Well, I have questions about his career, not what pension board his buddies put him on. Teddy still believes he carries a gun and a badge, instead of a beer gut and COPD. Any videos of him on the planning commission will show you he's a total tool to most citizens. Teddy is simply running because he has little work and doesn't want to security guard at Sanduston. He is envious of his brother-in-law's manipulation of a part-time elected position to an executive retirement with an online degree. Teddy figures, monkey see, monkey do, so he ran. He wants to replace Larry as the ringmaster. Finally, Covet is Teddy's best friend because he doesn't want to answer questions. He refused to answer SWCC and others because he doesn't want to take a position on anything he isn't briefed on by the gob. He has been well trained. Stewart is a Neanderthal and chain smoker who would debate and interact poorly under an unknown question situation he wasn't prepared for. Teddy plans to debate no one, answer no questions, and buy this election with developer and lawyer money. The Howard Group apparently has had his new man calling people raising money for Teddy because he needs Teddy's vote the way he owned Larry's when he was commissioner. Grand Boulevard is in the Sanduston DRE and that will be protected like MJH protects SDI. Send Teddy questions. He won't answer. If you hate the BCC's current actions, then you will hate him too. If you think the BCC is great, then he is more of the same buffet. Is anybody curious what an 25-year removed out-of-town cop who grew up in Mossy Head has become so engaged in development in Seoul? With so many former cops being politicians already, here is one person whose board record for years has sucked and been non-local focused for the past few years. Don't expect change if he gets in. Teddy must lose because Glidewell is intimidated by him, and Glidewell is the wishy-washy swing vote for the strongest of the two factions of gob control. Teddy's supporters: Larry Jones, Stan Sunday, Trey Nick, Bill Chapman, Mac Carpenter, MJM attorneys, Dana Matthews, Gary Shipman, engineers, out-of-town developers, and anybody who can buy that joker's support. Sheriff Atkinson will stump for Teddy, guaranteed, but not in public.